Hi guys, it's Desiree bringing you another Christmas gift tag. First, I'm going to start by staining the tag with our semi-transparent gel stain in the color walnut, and I am applying that with a baby wipe. I dried the stain using my heat gun, but you can always let it air dry. Next, I am taking this half sphere and I am painting it in basic acrylic white paint. I am using the brand Apple Barrel for this one. I did apply 2 coats and I dried each coat in between. You just want to get full coverage on that sphere. And then once I had it dry, I did try to use a stencil, but because of the rounded shape, it didn't work out well. So I'm just taking some painter's tape. I cut it into strips the same width, and I'm placing it onto the sphere. I'm placing one strip in between to make sure I get the same even placement of our stripes. And I'm going to do that across the entire half sphere. And once I get this one side done, next I'm going to do the same exact thing by going in the opposite direction. So just a crisscross pattern on both sides of the sphere. So I'm going to start from the center in the opposite direction and place the strips down and use the strip in between each one to get even placement. Going from the center all the way out to the edge, and then going from the center all the way over to the other edge until we have our crisscross pattern. Just be careful when you get to the edge because you're going to need to curve that strip so it follows the same pattern. And once you have all of the strips on, you just want to go ahead and press down to make sure they are securely placed onto the half sphere so that when you paint, that it doesn't bleed through. Now I'm going to use this black acrylic paint and paint over the areas in white that are left open. Just be careful not to use too much paint because you don't want it to seep through, but if you press down your tape securely enough, you shouldn't have that problem. And once you get the entire half sphere painted, going to let that dry, and then we are going to peel off that painter's tape. Next, I took my gator sander and gave it a distressed look, but the more I looked at it, the more I realized that I didn't like the pattern. If you like the pattern, you can skip the next step, but I decided to take some more black acrylic paint and create a diamond pattern, and I just freehanded that pattern onto the half sphere. And it's not perfect, but I think that's what I like about it. It's perfectly imperfect. And once I had that done, I distressed it a little more. Now I'm going to make the branch that the ornament is going to hang through, and I'm using this paper wrapped floral wire. I just need 3 pieces, and I'm cutting it longer than the tag because I want to shape it. I don't want it to just go straight across. So I started by twisting all 3 pieces together, and at the top I'm going to twist 2 pieces together to form the thicker branch, and 1 piece is going to be the extension. And then once I get it onto the tag, I'm just going to shape it and cut accordingly. Once I get it to my desired shape, I am going to place it on the tag, and then I'm going to take a piece of red satin ribbon and measure down to the ornament from the branch. Next, I'm going to take some hot glue and glue that piece of ribbon to the branch. And then I am going to use some wood glue and some hot glue intermittently to glue the branch onto the tag. Use some extra glue wherever needed. And then I'm going to glue the ornament on using some wood glue and some quick dry tacky glue on the perimeter. I used a piece of birch branch that I cut down to size and cut in half so that it would lay flat on my tag, and glued that on using some hot glue. And I'm going to use the same satin ribbon to create a bow for the top of the ornament. I'm just using the shoestring method to create a simple bow to go on top of our ornament, and I'm going to attach that using some hot glue as well. And once you have it in place, you can trim that down to size if you want the tails to be shorter, or you can leave them long. And for the hanger, I'm going to just use some jute twine, cut it down to size, press the ends through, pull it through the hoop, and tie a knot at the top. Trim off any excess, and there's our ornament hanging from a tree branch. Thanks for stopping by.